Likewise, contentment, al-qana'a. This is a very good quality. To be content, to be happy with what I have versus just to look at what other people have and wanting more and more. To be appreciative of what I have. This is called contentment or al-qana'a. This, even though it's mentioned in the ahadith and the imams, but it has worldly benefits. And one of the worldly benefits of contentment is that it preserves your dignity. Because you're not looking at other people's money, other people's wealth. You're trying to always get rich and finding more opportunities, and thus sometimes you'll have to do certain jobs that you don't like. You'll have to, for example, belittle yourself with certain rich people. When you don't want anything from anyone, that's it. You've preserved your dignity. You don't need anything. No one could belittle you. No one could, basically put you down and treat you with humiliation, because you don't need anything. While when you need other things or you want other things from other people, they have the chance to belittle you, to insult you and put you down. So contentment, qana'a, it preserves one's dignity. While greed, meaning I want more and more, discontent, I always want one and more, it may cause dhul, belittlement. You're going to belittle yourself. And we see that, in our lives, we see that through, for example, wealthy people. Wealthy people, usually the individuals that are around them, they're always trying to flatter that individual. They laugh, they make jokes. That rich individual, sometimes he insults them, but they'll take it anyway because they're benefiting from him. You see how, because you want to benefit from that rich person, you put yourself in a position where he can insult you, he can humiliate you. Even sometimes he doesn't mean it, but he does it. Rulers like kings, presidents, you see how sometimes they belittle and insult the people around them, the cabinet members and their advisors. Why? Because they want power, because they want to be in that government. So because they have that greed, they put themselves in a position where they could be belittled. And this reminds me of a hadith from Al-Imam Al-Kadhim alayhi salam, where he told Hisham, is one of his companions, and you can see the hadith over there. He told him, "O Hisham, iyyaka wat-tama' فَإِنَّ الطَّمَعَ مِفْتَاحُ الذُّلِّ." Oh Hisham, be careful never to be greedy, meaning you want more and more and more, because that will lead you to belittlement, humiliation. Miftah, it's the key to belittling yourself and humiliating yourself, because you want opportunities, so you're going to go and you're going to take some jobs, you're going to be humiliated, you're going to have work for certain individuals and they may not respect you. So because of that greed, you put yourself in a situation where you may be belittled and humiliated. In another hadith, Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam says, "At-tama'u riqqun mu'abbad." Tama', greed, is a type of servitude. Like you're a slave. You go to this job, to that job, and they're not treating you well. But because you have that want or that need, you're not content with your life, you put yourself in a position where you need people. And unfortunately, like we mentioned, when people see that you need them, sometimes they'll take advantage of you. They'll be arrogant and they'll belittle you and insult you. And that's why there's a story once that says that there was a poor man who was on the shoreline on the ocean, and he was picking up some stuff from the ocean, bottles of water or whatever, and he could, gather all that and he could sell it as recycled material. Now he's not going to make much, a very humble and modest lifestyle. So as he was picking up that trash, a man came to him, a man that very, very dignified, meaning very wealthy and prominent, and he used to work in the government. So he came and he told him, if you would work for the government, you wouldn't need this. You wouldn't need this, terrible job picking up trash and recycled material and going and selling it. So look at this young man, this poor man. He was poor, but he had qana'a, he had content. Look at the words of wisdom he told him. He told him, if you were content with this, then you would not need to serve the president or the government. So look at what the first individual, the guy that worked for the government, he told him, if you worked for the government, you wouldn't need this bad job. He quickly turned it against him. He told him, if you were more content and you would accept this humble lifestyle, you wouldn't need the government. You're the one that's in need. You have to go every day and you have to flatter the ministers and and you have to, sometimes you're humiliated and belittled, and you have to go and pursue this career or whatever. You're the one that's in need. I'm not the one that's needy. Alhamdulillah, I'm content with this little that I have. So I have preserved my dignity. I don't have to go and flatter anyone and, show so much respect to someone, or else I'll lose my job. Yes, I live a humble lifestyle, but I am content with it because it has preserved my dignity. So one of the benefits of being content is that you don't need anyone else. And thus you don't put yourself in a position where someone can take advantage of you.